there guys, I'm finally back with a new video. This is the second time doing the recording, but today I decided to upload a review of the Piccadilly Sketchbook series. I have had these types of sketchbooks for a long time, but I finally picked this one up from Five Below because I love the cover and everything. So I decided to go ahead and review it to see what the mediums I have are. As you see, it was a 200-page sketchbook, so it's a lot of pages, and it was really well worth it for the price. But as you might see as I opened it, there was an outline of the black from the sketchbook itself that I wasn't really too happy about, but I can only assume that the sketchbook's been there for a long time. The paper itself is 120 grams, so it is very lightweight, so I already had planned on knowing that my paints and everything weren't going to last. But the biggest thing I was really curious about seeing was my markers. So I decided to go ahead and do 5 different tests. I did a marker test with my art and fly markers and my #color markers. I did a watercolor test with my Reeves watercolors and my Huho's water pens. And then I did a colored pencil test with my Prismacolor color pencils, as well as a blending test with them. I did an acrylic test with my essential acrylics because I just wanted to use old ones, even though they're not that old anyway. But I didn't want to use my brand new ones, so I did that. And lastly, I did a liner test between all my liners, which I'll explain. So for the markers, it blended really well, which kind of shocked me, but I also was not expecting my brand new markers to blend as well as it did. And I also just tested out layering. The really sad thing is that it bled through, which I should have expected, but I really didn't because I just haven't really experienced that much with the markers. But because they're alcohol markers, they tend to blend more easily than others. So that will be seen on the back of the page, as well as the next page. For my watercolors, I discovered that it is way easier to have less warping when it comes to having less paint on it, but way more water. So you can see that right there. I did a lot of paint. I did an equal amount of paint and water when it came to the box itself, but on the outside with that purple, I just did a light amount of paint and a lot more water. I also had done, in a second you'll see, a quick test out of blending colors, which did increase the warping, of course. And then I also did a test to see how long I could scruff the page before it started to come up, and it happened extremely fast compared to the sketchbook that I use right now for when it comes to watercolors. So I was a little disappointed when it came to that, but I'm pretty sure it's just because of the weight difference and how much water you might have, or like how hard you push. So for the next test, I went ahead and just did my acrylics test. I pretty much was just testing how pigmented some of the paints were and how it came to blending them. So I did my really transparent neons first, just to kind of see how bright they would be. And then I went ahead and tested 2 greens to see how much blending there would be between them. And it warped immediately, like immediately, with how much there was on there. So I was really despondent to see that because I really wanted to have a sketchbook where I could practice acrylics. So now I kind of have to just stick to doing canvases and my pad of acrylic paper that's about to die. Hey, sorry, my kitten is calling me. So yeah, I went ahead and tested that, and I tried to just make it look nice, and then I ended up messing up because I was so focused on trying to blend them. But anyway, the next test, I just went ahead and tested how much my colored pencils would blend, in a sense, but only because I wanted to test how much using the blender pencil would help. And I was really sad to see that there were still white spots in it, even no matter how hard I pushed down, because with my sketchbook that I use right now, it practically gets rid of any white spots. So I kind of just have to keep that in mind when I use this for colored pencils. Lastly, I went ahead and just tested out all my different liners. So I did my Le Pen liners, my Micron liners, Sharpie liners, my Faber-Castell liners, and I did some random ones like Sharpies and Prismacolor Scholar ones, which you'll see later on. I'm really sorry that I just didn't move the sketch pad up because I didn't even realize it. But yeah, I mean, I like the sketchbook with how it looks and how much paper is in it because it was really worth the price. But I just did not like how light the paper was, and it wasn't even texturized, which I was kind of shocked to see because I'm so used to paper having some kind of texture. Really sorry. Alright, anyway, so I wish it could have been heavier weight because then I know it would have handled all my usual mediums. So I'm probably going to have to keep this strictly as actual sketchbook, and that's okay. Maybe do like at least a couple colored pencils here and there. But, you know, I got more sketchbooks to test out to see how well they perform. So, in a little bit, you'll see how I saw that there was a lot of bleeding. Not really a lot, but there was definitely bleeding for the markers. And then I didn't expect this, but apparently the warping went through to the next pages. And it kind of made it a little hard to like really perform on the next sketch that I was going to do. So I decided to just do a sketch of a girl and use a watercolor background and markers to color her. But this time I was going to definitely put something underneath the paper so that it could prevent bleeding onto the next page. And this is pretty much just to test out new materials for the markers when it came to it, because I was testing out the blendability between art and fly markers and then the hashtag color markers, as well as using a brand new blender from hashtag color. And the background itself was going to be watercolor, but it warped, and I was a little sad to see that because I really like having a flat paper and I'm kind of too lazy to pull out an iron to iron it down. So I really wish that this paper had more weight because I would definitely be able to use it more. But it's going to have to strictly be another colored pencil paper, which is totally okay, but I just wish. So pretty much this whole sketch was because I just wanted to practice anatomy, because it had been a while since I had done a side view profile, and then I just wanted to work on the neck, and I wanted to try and perfect my braiding, but I didn't do very well. But that's okay, because I have plenty of time to practice. So I didn't fill up the entire paper, but I just tried my best. Sorry. But yeah, so I just did my best, and my kitten was right there in the frame and everything, and trying to like mess with my brush. But I also just wanted to test out what it was like to do a lighter skin tone, because I'm so used to drawing people and then like accidentally giving them a way darker skin tone. So pretty much it was just a practice of balancing the colors out and trying to avoid layering the colors as much when I was trying to fill in everything, and practice shading, even though I didn't set like a sun or anything like I should have. But that's okay. So I mean, I like this sketchbook a lot for how convenient it was. It was definitely worth the money for it. 200 pages when I spent only a little about $3 to $4 for it. Totally worth it, especially because it was Piccadilly, so that's a really good name brand. But definitely for either pencil sketches and color pencil sketches. Otherwise, I would really honestly recommend this. I would actually probably take this to school if I had room. But yeah, for my mediums, it doesn't work out for me. But I still like the sketchbook itself and everything. So honestly, I would really recommend it for like giving it to little kids and such. Definitely not for like beginners with like watercolor markers. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back soon. I'm going to record another video soon, so